Yo, Mario! Civil Engineering Detailing and Modelling, MG6005, Session 3, More Tins and Basic Designs. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Civil Engineering Detailing and Modelling, Session 3. Let's navigate to that and let's have a look and see what we've got. So here we have Session 3. In the Civil Engineering Detailing and Modelling course. So we've asked that before you come to class you log into the Moodle site, familiarise yourself with question 3, write down any questions that you have, and if you have time watch the session 3 video below. So when we say familiarise yourself with the session, I mean just to have a look and see what's there. So we've got some playlists here from YouTube regarding TINS. We've got some getting started for designs by 12D Model here, and some basic civil design by 12D Trainer EDS. So there are two companies that produce training videos or make them freely available on YouTube. So I've listed them here, each of the ones in the basic design thing. So these are a good place to start understanding basic design. Watch a few videos and give you a few ideas. I have now supplemented these with some videos of my own which are quite specific to the project that we are doing. But I would recommend that if you get time to have a look at these here, and certainly have these YouTube channels for each of these. I would subscribe to them so that you can easily go to them and search them for information about specific 12D things. But anyway, here we have the video, the introductory video here that we're creating now, the session plan, and this here should be the session notes. Well, we can fix that up while we're here. Edit settings. Let's call that session notes in there. Fix it in the field is my motto. When you see something needs fixing, you fix it, otherwise it never gets fixed. So there's session notes there. We'll turn the editing off. That can be slightly confusing if you don't, as a student, you don't see that. So here's the session notes by way of PowerPoint here. And here they come. Oops, well, I hope they do. Should be starting to open up there now. Come on. Oops, opening, apparently, ever so slowly. Oh, what I think's happened there is that they've opened up on my second screen. So I'll bring them up over here onto the first screen. There we go. That's better. Slideshow from the beginning. So that's our beginning title page there. Here's our plan for the session. The session split in two. The first one being the 3-hour, the 2-hour session that we have. So in that session, I'll get you to sign the class register, log into Moodle. We'll do an intro to the session and a Q&A. So, opportunity to ask questions and what have you. My introductions are usually not that particularly long in these instances, as it's quite clear what the task is and what we need to do moving forward. So really just discussing a few little new things and things that crop up from time to time during the course of the subdivision project. Okay, so on successful completion of this session, you should have more knowledge of TINS and surfaces, an awareness of Lisp and its uses. So I've introduced some Lisp routines into the subdivision videos. Further awareness of the role of subdivision layout. You should be starting to realise how important layout is in the subdivision process. It's very important, the section layout, into the actual success of the subdivision in some ways. and an up-to-date course diary. Of course, you must keep your diary up to date, account for your time, record your evaluations and your thoughts, project into the future, and just indicate what you are going to do. And you should have made more progress on parts 1 and 2 of the project. So in this session we do a briefing for part 2 of the project. Alrighty, so project part 1, the surface. You should be starting to finish the surface at this point. Obviously that will be, so you need to look forward to your layout, obviously, to determine what your surface is. In this particular instance, in the real sense, of course, the surface is fixed and you must work with what you've got and fit your layout to your surface. So in this fictional project here, you do have the luxury of fitting your surface to your layout. So it should be give you lots of scope to create the perfect surface in a way, but obviously it doesn't quite work out like that. Experience tells us that it's quite difficult to do that. So yes, we're moving on. So you should have a surface pretty well nailed at this point. Project part 2 is the layout and earthworks, and I'll do a separate briefing for that part of the project under the assessment. So we'll have a look at that in the Moodle and see where that is. And I've done a separate assessment for the layout and earthworks. So that should be starting to get underway now. You should be starting to work on, as I said, layout and earthworks. Your surface should be pretty much finished, and if you go to the briefing for that, you'll get a good idea as where you should be up to in the next couple of weeks. Okay, now, is your diary up to date? Have you kept your diary up to date? A little timely reminder in each session that you should complete or fill in your diary. So I'm hoping that by the time we get to the end, there's 15 sessions. Each one has roughly 2. So I can probably safely say that I will have told you 20 plus times to update your diary on a regular basis. So there will be no excuses for not having your diary updated and suitably ready. Okay, and before Friday, you should have reviewed the design resources that I've provided on the page, on the session 3 page. Just had a look, seen what's available, familiarised yourself with them, possibly had a look at a few. So that brings us to the end of the PowerPoint of the introduction. What's new in Moodle? So there is a couple of new things this session. So we'll see if we can navigate our way back to Moodle and see if here it is. So here's our session 3, and as I said, these are the resources here. There are effectively 2 companies. 12D Model, which has a YouTube channel and a lot of videos, and they are producing videos. I've subscribed to the channel at least weekly. There seems to be new videos coming showing new things that 12D can do and explaining old things. Well worthwhile keeping in the loop there and just seeing what they can and can't do. There's some very interesting stuff just recently on traffic and visualization and that sort of thing, which is quite interesting. There is another separate company, EDS, which also does 12D training, and they have a series of videos on their channel as well as on their website. They have some written training materials as well, which are all very useful and very helpful. So that's our session 3 there. These are our subdivision design here videos that you can work through. I would suggest there's mention of the Lisp areas to field Lisp routine, which may be quite helpful in this upcoming series of getting the layouts and everything completed. You'll also note that the progress to date plans here will show you, what sort of things you should have been doing. So here we are. We have a surface there, the cadastral and survey control in the layout there with typical cross sections and the curb and channel profile, and finally here the preliminary earthworks, which involves the topsoil stockpile and the unsuitable excavation that are part of this part 2 that we're working on now. So at the end of the next couple of weeks, these are the plans that you should have sort of 90% complete. There will be stuff that needs to be added towards the end, but this is where you're working, so that they should be there, so that then you're ready after this one to start looking at your roading details and getting them going. So that's that there. In terms of assessment, today I will be introducing you, or we will be looking at a briefing for part 2, the layout. So there's a video of that briefing available here if you missed it or you want to revisit it. And this here is the in here we have a hard copy of the actual assessment itself, with the scenario and the marking schedule. So I think I've sort of covered most things that I want to in this introduction. We just want to, it's fairly straightforward. There's nothing too complex as far as I can see. But however, we will take questions and answer them and make them available in due course. So enjoy yourself engaging in the earthworks with preliminary earthworks, where we create a stockpile and an excavation. It may well be that you want to do more detailed plans of these stockpiles. I've chosen some relatively flat areas to put them, and then they will be removed and the surface will be returned to the original surface, and we will carry on from there and do such things as the eroding and what have you. So let's stop there. Cheers! See you!